welcome back to my channel and welcome the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by hitting that subscription button. It's free, and hit the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. I would just like to mention that if the video is a little bit too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, right next to it, there's the CC letters for closed caption. You can turn that on, and you can read all the stitch that I'm calling down here. By pausing the video, take notes, will make it easier for you. Now, normally when I upload the videos, it takes about an hour for YouTube to search all my words that I'm saying, so it can appear on the closed captions. So don't panic if you don't see right away the closed captions, because the video has just been launched. It will show up in about a half an hour to an hour after the upload. I also would like to mention that if you have extra yarn, extra thread, and you'd like to help the women in need, we highly appreciate it and being very, very grateful for it. Thank you for the ones that already have helped and are still helping. If you'd like to donate, right below the video, there's a little bag of $. You can donate whatever amount you'd like. Nobody's asking for millions. Anything helps. It adds up at the end. You can also go into the description box. My PayPal account is there. You can donate through there if you'd like also. Please always give a thumbs up on the video if you like the video. It does help the video to circulate and also to be recognized worldwide. I gratefully appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's one way to help me out and to help to continue to create these beautiful pieces. Also share on your Facebook public. It costs nothing. Everything is free. There's no charge of anything. So please help out to grow the channel. I do have a Facebook group, private group. If you have a profile, you're more than welcome to request to be a member. It's free, of course, and we'll approve you. You must have a profile. Be careful with the links that you go into the groups that says cut and bit. These are fraud scammers that go through your phones, your computers, and take every information of yours. Do not open up those links. There's a lot of hackers in the groups now. That's why I made sure that my group is private. I want to thank every single one of you from the start being with me, and thank you so much for the newcomers. It costs nothing to subscribe, so please do so. Thank you so much, everybody. Everything will be listed always in the description box for every pattern that I create, the sizes, the thread that I use, which is Portugal thread. They're 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, which is similar to Aunt Lydia. Number 3, which number 3 Aunt Lydia is just a little bit thicker than my thread, not by much, but a little bit. I usually use a hook 3 or 3.5, a small one for tucking in loose ends, and a pair of scissors, of course. So thank you, everybody. Any other questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment. You can always get a hold of me if your intentions are to give some thread or yarn away. There's my email below the description box. There's my Facebook page that you can follow also, my Facebook group, my Instagram, my TikTok. So there's so many ways you can message me. Thank you so much, everybody. I hug every single one of you, and much blessings to all of you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, everyone, so now we're going to do individual, the small pineapple. This is video 5. Very simple, very fast, and you have to do the same thing on the other side as we're going to do here. So make sure that your pineapples are faced the right way. So we're going to do the slip stitch knot. We're going to come in where we have the shell here of the small pineapple. Do a single and 2 chain that will equal the double crochet. We're going to make the shell, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet in the same space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So now all these chains until the end is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and continue to do your pineapple, and then chain 3 and the shell here, and we're going to work back and forth, but I'll meet you here at the end of the pineapple. Okay, so I've done my chain 3s for the pineapple. You're supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think I mentioned video 5, but this is video 6, sorry. 1, 2, 3. We're almost done, people, so just have a little bit more patience. We're almost there. Do your shell, 2 chain, and again. Now, if you want to put a marker on the next shell here, this is for the next pineapple, then you can put the marker there, okay? We're leaving this alone. This is for afterwards to attach to the pattern. Okay, so do your shell and then work your way through back. Turn your pattern, do your slip stitch, go to the center, and do your shell again. So single 2 chain, double crochet, chain 2, and again double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, create your pineapple. So I'll meet you. It's always a back and forth, nothing to it. So I'll meet you here on the last loop because we need to do a double crochet on the center here as we're coming back. Okay, so I'll meet you there. Okay, so I'm on my last loop here. We're still going to do our shell, single 2 chain, do your double crochet, 2 chain space, and 2 double crochet. Now, we're going to come directly into the center here of that 1 space left of the pineapple where we have the 3 chain, do a double crochet. Oops, no chain, and directly into the next one and create your shell. Turn around, and now we're going to do chain 7 and close off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to repeat the same thing on the other pineapple. So we're going to come right at the edge here, and I'm going to close it off with a slip stitch, and you can cut your thread. Okay, so pretty much this is what it looks like. And now you're going to make sure that you have your pattern faced the right way again, and you're going to come in and create the same thing on this one. And then cut you, no, don't, yes, you will need to cut your thread. Sorry, I was like, no, you don't cut your thread. You do cut your thread. And then we're going to proceed with the antennas on the butterfly. So single 2 chain, another double crochet, chain 2, trying to hide my thread here at the same time, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, come into the center of the pineapples. Well, to create the pineapple between double crochet the first and the second, 1, 2, 3, and then you continue on the same thing as we just did. Just make sure that you're putting it in the right space. If you need to back up the video a bit, then go ahead. When you get to the end, after doing your 7 chain, then you cut your thread off. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody. So the next thing we need to do is the antennas for the butterfly. And I started on the right side. So you're going to start also whatever side you feel comfortable with. But if you're starting on the right side, you need to go right at the edge because your pattern has to be facing the right way, okay? The right side up. You'll be hooking at the edge here, right at the edge, on top of the double crochet at the corner. You'll do a chain 5, and then you're going to turn around after your chain 5 and create the shell. And then chain 5 and create the shell. Chain 5, turn around. Okay, so it's just a turn around back and forth, but you must start the right side up and start with chain 5 here on the corner. And of course, once you start chain 5 and you've done your chain 5, you need to turn around and do your shell in here. Okay, so or if you're more comfortable on just turning to the back side, the wrong side of the pattern, you can do chain 5 and do your shell. Chain 5, do your shell. Chain 5, do your shell. If you're comfortable that way. I did it this way in order not to get it mixed up because we have to do the right side. Now, this is a back and forth antenna of the pattern. Chain 5 shell, chain 5 shell, chain 5 shell. Okay, we have to do this 70 times. 70 times. So I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On my 10th, I put a marker. Again, I've done 10. I've put a marker. I've done 10. I've put a marker. 7 times. Okay, put your markers. That will total your 70. And then cut your thread, but leave a good length of thread behind because we are going to need this thread afterwards, okay, to tie in both ends together. So leave a good amount of thread. I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, but just leave a good amount of thread. Now, put that aside, and we're going to create the other antenna. So I'm on the left side, or the left pineapple, always the right side up. So of course, because I'm working on this side, I'm going to do the chain 5 right at the corner here. So I'm going to do a single and start doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you do the same thing with your marker once you've done 10, so you don't get lost, you don't overdo it. So do your shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn your pattern and come back in and create your shell again. We're almost done with this pattern. Chain 2 and create again 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn the pattern, of course, and work again the shell in the center. 2 chain space and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain. Turn. Create your shell on inside of the shell. So chain 2. Nothing to it. Once you have 10, put your marker so you don't lose track of how many you have. So it has to be facing in your chain 5, right? Exactly like here. So continue to do the back and forth. Don't forget your chain 5s, right? They stay on each side. One here, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, till you have 70 times. So like I said, put your marker on the 10th, put your marker on the 10th, and you count 7 markers. So you know you have 70 and leave a good amount of string behind. I'm going to continue mine and then come back to you on it. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much went ahead and did the webbing because now it's the webbing in between the antenna of the butterfly and attaching it to the pattern around the flower. So this is all webbing all the way down. Now, obviously, you're doing 70 of the antenna for the butterfly, right? And as we go on doing the webbing on here, so we have 2 antennas of the butterfly on the other side and 2 on this side. So I started obviously by the right side here, and the other side, once we get to it, it's the right side also. I have to say this is a little bit overwhelming, and this is by far probably one of my biggest challenges to have done this webbing because I've never done this type of work before. And thank God for Barbara Fout. Thank you. I really appreciate your help and all these hours on Messenger, on the webcam, guiding me through every single little stitch from beginning to end, especially on this webbing. I would have never been able to do it. And it gets a little bit frustrating when you can't understand too much about these stitch because the stitches are all different, and so you have to be extremely careful with it. Now you might come across and get frustrated yourself, because I did. Just be patient with yourself. Perseverance is number one thing. I'm not a quitter. I won't quit, as difficult as it could be and not understanding it. I'll go back and go back. So I had to undo quite a few times, probably more than 10 times. Try to figure it out on my own without Barbara. Couldn't figure it out. Even with her on, had a hard time understanding and took it down again and then back on. So I spent most of the afternoon yesterday with her on the webcam on Messenger, and having, as I was doing, she was telling me what to do and so on and so forth. So it was a little bit challenging for me, I would have to say, but you know, that's part of the process. You want to create something nice, then it takes perseverance and patience. All I can say is be very authentic to it, pay attention, no distractions, and if you feel that you made a mistake, you have to go back, rewind the video, pause, read, take notes, because all of these things, it seems a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. It's just a way of turning your needle or your hook into it. Okay, so obviously we have to start by one wing to the antenna attachment, and I did all the way down. Now, just want to mention to you that once we do, as you see, I have the attachment string here on this one. And once we get to that, I will show you the next step, because we need to attach both antennas on here, but we also need to do a chain 5, which I didn't do because I had no idea of it. So I sort of cheated a bit, but we'll do it the right way on the other side as I'm teaching you. And this most probably is going to have to take 2 videos just for the webbing, because it's so much little details on going around it. And again, I hope you're using number 10, because this is long. Mine will be like 2 meters to something, but my table is big. I'm okay with that. But for people that have smaller tables, this is completely huge. If you're using number 3, Aunt Lydia, it is huge. I'm warning you now, best really is number 10. Now, I know some of you have difficulties with arthritis and so on, but now, unless you're making a big tablecloth, table runner, if you're not and you need it for a small table, I don't suggest, strongly don't suggest you using number 3, Aunt Lydia, because it is going to be big. My thread's a little bit smaller than Aunt Lydia, and this thing is huge. So anyway, so I continued on with the other antenna on the other side, obviously, with the butterfly, and I went completely, a piece of my hair, of course, to the other side, all the way to the end. And once you get to the center of the butterfly on the other end, same way as we had started here. Okay, so then we cut our thread, and now I'm going to continue this side to finish, and then we just have one more row. After this webbing is just a picot at the end. So we're at the end of this pattern, and to me this was the hardest part to have done, but thank God it's done. So now I'm just going to turn my pattern around and start the tutorial by here. That's why it was important to leave string on the antennas, because we need to do another chain 5 here to make this loop on the antenna, or you're going to be short like I was. But thank God for Barbara. Barbara, thank you so much. I know you'll be watching a video, and I can't thank you enough for your patience and your dedication to really have this out there. I know it was a big demand on this, on the group and other groups that you have posted this pattern. So it will take a lot of patience. If you're a person without patience, I don't suggest you even attempting, because this does take a lot of concentration and patience. So we've come to here when I finished doing the webbing and I've cut my thread. So I'll tuck that in at the end. There's no need for it now. And we're going to start on this side. Now my pattern is huge, of course. Okay, so we're going to get started. Remembering that I did put my markers counting to every 10 space because we have to have 70. We cannot be short. And of course, we'll have to add one more at the end. Well, in between the antennas. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone. So butterfly faced up properly, middle of the pattern right in front of you, which is the edge. I know it's a lot to take in here, but this thing is huge and heavy. Try to stretch it out here so you can see. Okay, so we have the 9 chain right here in the center of the pattern. We're going to be hooking on there, and when you get around to the other side, you will have to hook there too. So you'll have 2 hooks on the same space. So I came in the corner of my shell. We're working only corners of shell all the way through. So I did a single 2 chain. I'm going to turn once, and I'm going to do a double crochet inside of here. So I'm grabbing the back part. Now I'm going to do 2 chain, and I'm going to work on the butterfly right at the edge of the next shell on the corner. I got to make sure that I grab not only one string, because this is heavy, it will pull and it won't be good. Okay, so single, 2 chain, I'm going to hook on my 7th chain here right next to the 9 on the center with a single. Okay, so after you do your single 2 chain on the butterfly, so I've hooked it with a single, okay, on the next one right after the 9. This is the 7th chain there. Okay, we're going to do 2 chain again. We're going to come back in, work on, we're working only at the edges of the butterfly. 2 chain, I'm coming back in to the corner here and do a single. Okay, that's why it will take time, because I need to explain this carefully before you get all confused, right? Because it can get overwhelming for sure. Oops, I almost knocked down my camera. So now we're going to do chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to come and hook on the butterfly, okay, right on the corner like that, and then 1, 2 chain. We're going to turn once, and we're coming in to the 9 chain on the pattern. Now when I say the 9 chain, is because it has 9 chains, and that's just before the chain of the leaves, okay? And then we're going to do one, 2 chain. I'm coming in to the corner of the butterfly, and I'm going to turn twice this time. So I'll have 3 on the hook. I'm coming back in the same space because we got to create 2 webbing on the same space. So let me just show you. Okay, so we did a chain 5, we hooked on, we did single 2 chain, we did a double crochet, 2 chain, we hooked on, 2 chain, and now we did a triple. Okay. Now I'm going to do a 2 chain again. On to the next one. That's why I said it will probably take 2 videos just for this webbing. Single on the next, 2 chain. We're going to turn twice, so we're going to do a triple, but on the chain where we have the leaf. So take out once, take out twice, take out 3 times. Chain 2, come back into the corner of the shell, do a single, and now we're going to roll 1, 2, 3 times. So we'll have 4 on the hook. We're coming back into the same space where we just did the other one. So you're going to take out 4 times. So that's a quadruple. Got thread rolling all over my feet over here. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, so we did 2 on the same space as we have the leaf. Okay, and now we're going to work in between here where we have that 1 chain between the leaves, right on the center here. Okay, chain 2 onto the next shell, chain 2, and we're going to do turn 3 times, so we'll have 4 on the hook, and we're going to come and work right in the center between the first leaf and the second leaf, and go in between the chain. You should have a chain there. If you forgot, no problem, just try to fit in there in the middle. Okay, so we're going to take out 4 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, actually 2, sorry, and come into the shell. We're going to turn again 3 times, so we'll have 4 on the hook. So we're repeating the same amount. So 2 chain, okay, single, 2 chain, and again we're going to turn 3 times on the hook, so we have 4. We're coming back in to the same space on the leaf between the first and the second leaf, and take out 4 times. Okay, chain 2 into the next shell. So I'll show you, so you'll see what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we just hooked onto the shell, and the now we're going to work on the middle here of the second leaf and the third leaf. The only thing is we have to so we'll do 2 more the same way, 4 on this one too, and then it's going to increase on this one here, obviously, because we're going bigger. So we did a single, chain 2, we're going to turn 3 times on our hook, so we have 4. We're coming in the center of the next, between the third and the fourth leaf. Take out once, twice, 3 times, and 4. And again, chain 2. Come back to your shell right on the corner. And do your single. 1, 2 chain. And again, we're going to do it, the quadruple, again on the same space. So now we have 2 quadruples in the same space. which is between the third and the fourth. Okay. Now we're going to do chain 2. This time we're going to do 5 on the hook. So we're coming, oops, wrong one. Okay, so now we are on our first loop here of the antenna. Okay, you should be there. If you're not there, you did something wrong. So we are on the 5 chain loop of the antenna. Chain 2. So we did a single, chain 2. This time we're going to turn 1, 2, 3, because we already have one on the hook, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5, and we have to put it into the last leaf. If I can get it straight, right? So we're going in the center here, and we have to do 2 of these, the same amount. So we take out 5 times. Chain 2. Now we're working in the loops of the antenna. Okay, so where we have the loops here, that's what we're working on. Chain 2, and again, you're going to have 5 on the hook, so you're going to turn 4 times. You're going to come back into the leaf, the same space. Chain 2, back onto the next loop here of the 5 chain on the antenna. So we're working where we have the 5 chains on the antenna. It means we're always skipping one here, right? 1, 2 chain. Now, we're going to work. So we're going to turn 6 times. So we have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to hook it on the loop right after the loop of the leaf. Okay, so it's an empty loop. It's right after the loop of the leaf. And we're going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Chain 2. Coming into the next loop here on the antenna. I'm going to do the single chain 2. Now we're going to do just checking my sheet so I don't get all confused. So I'm going to do 4 times. So we have 2, 3, 4. That means you turn 3 on your hook, and you're coming back into the same space and take out 4 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So now we're doing 3 chains. Okay. We're coming into the next antenna. 1, 2, and 3. So for a little while, we're going to be using 3 chains now. Now, we're going to be doing 4s again. So we turn 3 times into the next loop of the flower. Take out once, twice, 3 times, and 4. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next loop. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 on the hook. We're coming into the same space as we have the other one So it's 2 per space. Just show you so you don't get confused, because I know it can get overwhelming. If you did until here, you're pretty good. You're doing well, because just this part here I had to take down at least 10 times. So if you have to rewind and go slowly, then go ahead. Okay, so now basically what we're doing is this here. Okay, so as you see, we're on here. Okay, once you get past that, then once we get past the flower, we're good. The leaves were good. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3. Now that's why you understand now why it will take 2 or maybe 3 videos just on this webbing. So single, 1, 2, 3. We're going into the next one, which is also 2 groups of 4. So I'm going to turn 3 times. We're going into the next paddle, behind it obviously. Okay, take out 4 times, 1, 2, and 3. Come back into our antenna, 1, 2, 3, and again roll 3 times, so you have 4 on the hook, and we're coming here on the same space and take out. So we have 2 of quadruple in it, 1, 2, and 3. Coming into the web, not the web, the antenna, single, 1, 2, and 3. Now this last one, you should have only 1 loop behind that's free on your flower. So we're going to do 6. So we have 4, 5, and 6. Take out 2, 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 and the last 2. 1, 2, and 3. Coming into the next, 1, 2, and 3. Now this time we're going to roll 6 times to have 7. We're going to put it in the same space. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's included with the first chain we had on the hook. So take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, take out 2. So we're taking out 7 times. So we had 1 of 6 and 1 of 7. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we're going to start again in the middle of the leaves here. So we're going to do 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly like we did on the other one. 2, take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. 1, 2, and 3. Come in, close it, and again. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to roll it. We have to have 5 again on the hook. 2, 4, and 5. Come back into the same one. Now remembering that on the other side you will have to do exactly the same thing. So all you have to do is rewind the video. Just checking to confirm. 1, 2, and 3. Come back into your antenna. 1, 2, and 3. Now, this one here, we're only going to do one of these, okay? Because it's the 3 leaf one. It's different than the other one. So we're going to turn only 4, and we're doing only 1 in between the leaves here. We're not doing 2 of them, okay? It's a little bit different. So we're only leaving 1 of these and not 2, okay? That's between the third and the second and the first. And 1, 2, and 3. Come back, hook. 1, 2, and 3. Now this one is, we're going to turn only twice, so we'll have 3 on the hook. This one will be hooked right next to where we have the leaf. Okay, so it's going to stay like that. One, 2, and 3. Okay, everyone. So we hooked up the single. 1, 2, and 3. We're coming into the next one here. Now this is going to change a bit. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to roll 3, 4. So 3 times we roll, we have 4 on the hook. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. We're coming into the next one. Take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We leave it on the hook. We're going to roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means supposed to have 8 on the hook. 2, 4, 6, 8. Come directly into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go directly, so we have we're going to do 6 now. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're supposed to have 6 on the hook. We rolled 5 times. Now we are going to come behind not where we're hooked on the pattern, but the next paddle. So we're going to take out the 6 times on here. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay. And now we're going 1, 2, 3. Come back into our antenna here. I don't think I grabbed my thread properly. That's not a good thing. Show you in a second once we do this so you don't get confused. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take out 1. Whoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are going on to our second flower, okay? And this is what looks like, okay? So now we're going to work on the one behind the loop here, behind the next flower. So we're doing the 2 times, actually it's 3 times the 4. Let me just check here my pattern again, because I always have to keep up with the pattern. So we're repeating the same thing again. So we're doing 1, 2, and 3. We'll be using 1, 2, 3 loops of 4. Okay. So I've done my chain 3. I'm coming into the next one here, doing my single, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to loop only 3 times. We have 4 going into the next one. If you made it this far, congrats, because the hardest part is getting that corner leaves and flowers on. I will leave 1, 2, and 3 into the next. One, 2, and 3, and again, turn 3 times. We're going to loop the 4, so taking out 4. 1, 2, and 3 into the next. 1, 2, and 3. Having 4 again into the next paddle behind it, obviously. 1, 2, and 3 into the antenna. 1, 2, and 3. Loop again. I guess the cat Garfield's around. Comes and bugs the dogs at least twice a day. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. So we have to have the 4 groups of 4. So how many we have? So we have 1, 2. So we have a few more to go. 1, 2, and 3. Turn 3 times into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Single. 1, 2, 3 chain. Turn 3 times, 4 on the hook. Okay, so now we did 1, 2, 3. So we have our 3 groups. Now we're changing again. One, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6 on the hook. We're coming into the last petal. One, 2, 3. Into the antenna. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to take out 7 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so that's what it looks like. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to repeat the same thing basically as we did here. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're supposed to have 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're coming in. Make sure that you're not hooking on these things here that belongs to the flower, okay? Because I had made that mistake too. You really have to go on the loops. So you're going to have 8. You're going to turn again 7 times. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. You're coming in to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm coming into the one here, right on the flower, on the empty loop, of course. Take it all at once. 1, 2, and 3. Show you in a second. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 6. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, and 3. Now we're almost arriving at the end of the antenna, which we will have to add on. Okay, so we've done the first one here. Okay, and now we just finished doing this one here. Just make sure that it's all good. And then we're going to continue with the flower. Okay, you guys, so we've done the single. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to repeat those 4 loops again. Oops. Coming into the flower, into the next petal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3. We're almost at the end of the antenna, so we're going to have to attach. Single, 1, 2, 3, and again. Turn 3 times. Come back into the same space. Okay, so we always have 2 on the same one on the petals. 1, 2, 3. Into the antenna. 1, 2, 3. Turn 3 times so you have 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 chain, turn 3 times again, come back in the same space. One, 2, and 3. Come back to the antenna, single, 1, 2, and 3, turn again 3 times into the next space, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, turn 3 times back in the same space, 1, 2, 3, chain, and I'm going to attach it here, and I'm going to leave it for now because I'm going to attach the other antenna on here. So we have to create a loop here or we're going to be short. Now let's see how this looks like. One, two, three, four. Okay, perfect. 2, 3 groups of 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you got to make sure that this is lined up properly. You don't want to make a mistake. Now what you want to do to make sure that, just stretch out your antenna, make sure it is the right side with the butterfly. You don't want to have it twisted or you're going to have a big problem. Okay. Just going to take this out of here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this string, I'll use my smaller hook, just into the center here. I'm going to pass, I'm just going to make it a knot just to make sure that it is connected through with this, whatever way works for you to have it tied on there. Just going to make a knot through it so it doesn't come apart, and another knot. I pretty much connected. Now I'm going where we have the other string here, just going to pull it back out so I can do a 5 chain on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain, and I'm just going to come and connect it on the one here. Make a knot, okay, because we need actually not even on here. What was I thinking? Okay, so I'm just not on here. We're going to connect it on here, this one. I don't know, what was I thinking, right? Okay, I'm going to have to take it down again. Try to tighten it a little bit more because I broke the thread on it by using this thinner hook. So that wasn't a smart idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won't have it off hook, and I don't feel like thread. I don't feel like taking it all down. So just gonna make a knot. I keep breaking my thread. That doesn't help, does it? Okay, so I'll just take it down a bit. Okay, so I finally took a few down just to tighten up my stitch a bit so I could have a little bit more string. Okay, so I created another shell here, okay, because we'll be needing that shell. And we're going to continue on with the webbing. Now, in order not to get your webbing twisted, or you're going to have a hard time, you can pin it onto the pattern in order not to have any mistakes. Now, I know my webbing will be okay because first I always have it lined up, and I know that my markers is on that side, but even though, of course, if you twist it, you could always make a mistake. Just be careful with it. And like I said, you can put markers and attach it to the pattern as you go. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to turn so we have 4 on the hook. 1, 2, 3. Come into your antenna. 1, 2, 3. Is it? No, not 4. Yes, it is 4. We're going to do 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and come back in. So we're doing the opposite as we started here with the flower. 1, 2, 3. Gotta always make sure that you are lined up properly with your antenna. Make sure you always check before you hook it on, or you'll have problems. Single, 1, 2, and 3. 3, 4, 5. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Coming back in again, doing that webbing on the center between flowers. Take out 2, take out 2. So we're taking out 8 times. Of course, I had to let go of my hook, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means you're turning 7 times on your hook because you already have 1 on the hook. So take out 8 times. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. One more, 8. Coming into the next one. Take out 2, 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 take out the 2, 2, and the last 2. So you've done your 8 again, the same thing as we've done on here. Now we're going to do no chain, sorry. 1, 2, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and come